Morning, everyone. How's it going? Just an update. Not much going on. I actually made a video over the weekend about my computer breaking and lost all the footage. I didn't take it off the camera and started filming this video. I wasn't happy with it. I've stuffed up the zoom on the camera, so you were just like zoomed into my face, super. So yeah, deleted it and then didn't realise, but I deleted all the footage. It was only literally, this camera's a bit on the wonky there. Hang on. It was literally like 5 minutes of me just cleaning my computer out, because every time I go and edit a video, the dogs have just had a walk. So they're pretty buggered now. Every time I go and edit a video, and if I've got YouTube or another web page open on my other screen and then exporting a video, it just blue screen shuts off. It's been doing it for the last 3 months, and it doesn't do it every time. But it's just really laggy when you really load up the computer. I've been keeping an eye with, my mate told me, Control Alt Delete, Task Manager, and then when you're doing certain things, you can keep an eye on GPU, CPU usage, RAM, memory, all that kind of stuff. And it's been peaking out. And then I've noticed when two of the things go into the red, that's when you get the blue screen. Shuts off. Lucky I don't lose any data. CapCut's pretty good like that. It saves on almost every change or click that you do. It changes, so I've never lost any data. But yeah, time for a change. So what happened was, and that's the video that I started filming, I brought it out here to give it a clean with the compressed air, blow all the dust out of it. I do it once a year anyway, but it was due for it. And I was going to take it to my mate's place. That he's the same guy that did my exhaust. He's a welder at my work, so that's why he did my exhaust. And then also he's right into computers as well, loves his sim racing and stuff like that. So kind of had to do it on a budget, so kind of taught himself how to build really good gaming computers. Not that I'm after a gaming computer, because I did tell him that if he puts a really good graphics card in my computer, then you're not going to see me anymore. I'm just going to be playing games all the time. So that's not happening. So anyway, the original thing was that's why I was just going to clean my computer out, bring it to his house, see if he could chuck some more RAM at it, put a different CPU in, and maybe a graphics card, because the graphics card was, when I was exporting, it was 99%. It was just maxed out the whole time. So he said, yeah, bring it round. He had so I had a Ryzen 3 3.2 gigahertz processor in it. He had a Ryzen 5 just sitting around. So he deals in mainly second-hand stuff. He does swaps and jobs for people, and they give him computer parts, and he builds computers, and he loves upgrading computers and stuff like that. So anyway, that's what we did. That's what I was going to do. No new parts, all second-hand. I knew my computer was quite old, but I didn't realise how old it was. I thought it was about 4 or 5 years old, but it's turned out it was a bit more than that. So anyway, so we put a Ryzen 5 4 point something gigahertz processor in. I can't remember what it was. We put that in. We put 32 gig of RAM. I had 16 originally. What else did we do? We put a 4 terabyte storage drive in it. And I've got a 1 terabyte M.2 hard drive in it for the operating system. So anyway, yeah, so did all that, and it was still crashing. He'd run a test program that uses the CPU to render a picture square by square, and it would do it a couple times, but on the third or fourth, it'll just get too hot and close down. So came up with the conclusion that it was something to do with the power distribution. We could. He's got a little thermal gun thing, and you could see that the chips that control the power distribution on the motherboard were getting ultra hot, and plus the program tells you that it's pushing 90 degrees. So as soon as it got up to a certain temperature, it would just crash. So yeah, we kind of drew a line. So we changed everything on my computer apart from the motherboard, and it was still crashing. So we came up with the plan to just don't even bother with that. So he's actually building me a new computer. That was only about 3 days ago. It took him 2 days to find a motherboard, but he's found a motherboard that he's done a swap with his mate. So it's going to end up being now an i7 Core i7 processor with a pretty fancy motherboard, but he got it from his mate for a good price. A new tower, a new case, because my case is broken. It's actually turned out I've had the computer for 8 years, but all the parts are about 10 years old. Because when I got it, it was second-hand parts, kind of like what I'm doing now. It's going to have 64 gig of DDR5 6000 megahertz RAM, so really fast RAM. I think the processor was a 5.8 gigahertz or something like that. I can't remember the numbers. I'm not too good with computers. I just know that the higher the number, the better it is normally. I'm keeping my power supply because he said that it is a quite good one. So he's going to reuse my power supply. He's going to reuse my 1 terabyte SSD M.2 hard drive for the Windows. That's going to go in, and then I've got a 4 terabyte storage drive as well that he's putting in. So that'll be good. So 5 terabytes all up of storage. So that'll be plenty. Not that I store a lot of things. It's just nice to have the extra space. I suppose you don't have to worry about anything. What else was there? The RAM, CPU, the motherboard looks pretty fancy. And the graphics card. So what he's got. So I did tell him. I said, I don't want to spend whatever graphics card I need for doing my video editing and exporting. That's all I need. I don't want one that plays games. It's more important for the video stuff. And he said, well, I've got this Intel. He pulled it off his shelf. He's got an Intel Arc 770, 790, something like that. 16 gig of VRAM. He said that's what this graphics card is suited for. It's not really suited for gaming. It's more suited for your CAD and video photo editing kind of things like that. So I said, yeah, whack that in. That was a second handy that I think somebody had bought because they got it for a good price, new. But what's the name? They thought it was a gaming graphics card because of the specs. But I don't know. Anyway, had it in his computer for like 2 nights and just decided, nah, I'm going to go back to whatever the popular graphics card is for gaming. So I've ended up with this one that was saying it's only been in someone's computer for a couple of nights while I tried it out. So all good there. So he's at work today. I got the day off today because there was just nothing on at work. So I've taken the day off. I'm going to clean up my, I've already kind of started, but I'm going to clean up my desk a little bit more, tidy up all the wiring because the wiring just turns to a mess. I'm going to dust everywhere, clean the screens, clean everything down completely. He's going to call me when he's on his way home. I'll take my computer with me to his house, and he's going to build it while I'm there, but he needs my computer so we can rob the power supply and my hard drive and all that out of it. I bought the RAM on the weekend. He's already got that. I gave it to him at work the other day so that way he can build the new computer with the new RAM. So yeah, all good. So yeah, should be sweet. He told me the price yesterday, and I was expecting double what he was actually going to charge me. So it's come out really, really cost effective. And if I get another 8 years, like I got out of my last one that was built with second-hand kind of parts, I'd be really happy. I mean, yeah, a good deal. So it was. I bought the RAM. The RAM was $350, and in total, it's coming to about $1,300, but it'll end up at $1,100, including my RAM, because he's going to keep my computer. He said he can salvage some of the parts out of it and sell it, and or put them in other. I mean, the graphics card's not too bad in my old computer, but yeah, he said he'd give me $250 if I leave my old computer with him. So I was like, yeah, I've got nothing. I can't use it. So he's happy with that deal, and I'm happy with that deal. So yeah, worked out really well. I got a really good computer for like $1,100. So yeah, should be good. And that's not including screens, keyboard, mouse. I've got all that. And pretty much all of that is new because I bought keyboard, mouse, speakers, and screens 8 years ago when I built this computer. When I had this computer built. Screens are going good. They're fine. They're not the best screens. They're AOC 4K screens. They're okay. Fine for what I do. My keyboard crapped out about 4 months ago, so now I've got a new Logitech keyboard. My mouse broke a week ago, so I had to go and buy a new mouse. I got a 502X Plus, I think it is. So it's the not the wired one, it's the wireless one that works with the PowerPlay charging mat. So it's wirelessly charged while you're using it. That works really well. Much better. I used to have a G903 Logitech. That was a good mouse, very heavy compared to this one. But the whole mouse just crapped out. It just the buttons went and everything went. I couldn't use it. Same with the keyboard. The H and the enter button were sometimes worked and sometimes didn't. So you'd get done typing a big email and there's no enters and there's no paragraphs and there's no H's. So and then another key I think the O started buggering up. So then I was just like, no, I'm just going to get a new keyboard. So yeah, keyboard, mouse are new, speakers are new because they went about a year ago and I replaced them. I got exactly the same speakers that I had before. Again, Logitech. They sound really good, so I was like, there's no need. I'm not going to change them. They're really good speakers. So once I get the key, I'll keep this video going actually, and once I get the computer tonight, maybe tomorrow, I'll make a video about it all. What else has been going on? So just got word that we're going on the track day in April down at Collie Motorplex. So the Nissans, I've got the brake pads are up the top there. Sorry, brake lines. So the brake lines will get changed over, and I've got to get some brake fluid that is going to withstand up to 300 odd degrees. I've got to change the brake fluid as well. So that'll get done in the next month or so. And for doing that, I actually just got this thing about a couple of weeks ago. I haven't used it. It's just a brake fluid flusher, so you can do it by yourself. So it's pretty much, well, it came with that. You screw that to your brake master cylinder, put your fresh brake fluid in here, connect that up, pressurize this up to 14. I don't know. I have to do some research. I think it's like 14 psi or something, or 30 or 20. I can't remember. But anyway, and then you go to your brakes and flush it through. I thought I'd better go and try this because, mate, that may not fit, and I don't want to just leave it to the day that I've got the car jacked up and then go and screw this on and it doesn't fit. So I went and checked it the other day. Of course, doesn't fit. So this just rocked up literally 10 minutes ago, or yeah, like 15 minutes ago, and it's a kit for everything. So I haven't checked it yet, but I'm pretty sure this is just gonna work. So yeah, number 2 was for my Z, and oh, you are joking. Oh, hang on. No, that doesn't fit. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go. I think they're all gonna be the same. Yeah, I think I've actually got another one of these. I can yeah, that's easy. That's cool. So that will come off, and I'll just have to change. It's a bit weird. So what's oh yeah, they're a different connector. So yeah, pretty much throw that in the bin. And I'm pretty sure I have. Otherwise, I'll have to just go to the compressor shop. Unless this comes out, because that has a yeah, that might be an adapter. Anyway, I'll muck around with that later. I'll let you know how it turns out, but actually I want to do it now. I'm a bit impatient like that, so let's have a look. I'll just get the right spanner for the job. That was a fluke. So we'll go, because if this is an adapter, that'll save me a trip. I don't think it is. I think this is going to fly to pieces and it's going to end up in the bin. Yep. That's a shame, but anyway. So we'll ditch. There's no point keeping that. So yeah, I'll have to go to my friendly neighbourhood compressor shop where I was the other week, fixing my compressor. So all I need to bring is one of them to get the right fitting and that to go on, and then that way I can change that over. So yeah, all good. And pretty much so that can go in the bin as well. And I've pretty much got, I think I could do every car in the world now with that kit there, so all good. Rather than try and find out which is the one you need and buy 3 of them, because I've got 3 cars, they're probably all 3, well they are, I've got number 7 is for the wagon that I've checked, and number 2 is for my Z, and I haven't checked what the i20 is, but it's probably the 3rd one. By the time you muck around trying to figure it out, you just buy the whole kit for the same money, and she's all good. So yeah, oh, vacuum cleaner, we'll go and have a look at that. Okay, yeah, bonnet's up. I was just testing the master cylinder thing, and in this one. So yeah, all good. I'll probably close that. Yeah, so vacuum cleaner hose came in. I've hung it up. I didn't make a video. It's literally drill 1 hole or 2 holes. There's 2 holes to hold that up, and then it comes with a couple brushes and stuff. And I managed to cut their end off the hose that came with the new hose, because this is actually for a ducted vacuum system that you would have. So I've cut their end off the hose. I don't have a ducted vacuum here, and I've actually made it fit the original Vax connector. I was just mucking about with it, trying to figure out how I was going to do it, and it uses this as a thread. This outer material here is like a reverse thread, and I just unscrewed the original pipe, Vax pipe, out of the original Vax fitting, and then this just screwed straight into it. So that was a bonus. It didn't take long at all. And then you've got 9 meters of hose. So originally I was going to keep the Vax hose because that's 3 meters, and then get a joiner. I'll see how far this gets me. It's definitely not going to get me as far as what I thought it was going to get me now, because I'm probably using 3 to 4 meters to go from the vacuum and down, and then to the end of the door, and then maybe there's 4 meters to go. I don't know. I haven't tried it with the cars out of the garage yet, so I'll do that over the weekend probably when I've got the cars out there. If it's not enough, I do have a joiner coming now. I wasn't going to buy one. I thought I better buy one. So I've got the original hose there. It's the same size and same thing on the outside there, so I've just got a joiner that they would both kind of screw halfway into from either side, and that'll give me another 3 meters of pipe. But I'll try it without first and then see how we go. It would be better to do it without a joiner, but if you need the extra, if it's not going to work, then I'll just extend it. So all good there. This thing's going good. The K&Ns are going really. I'm pretty sure you can hear the turbos a bit more. I've been listening to them. Not all the time. It's only when you put your foot into it a little bit. If you just give it full throttle, you don't hear it. It's just about half throttle. You can kind of hear them ticking over. So yeah, that's going really well. So this is what I was using to tidy up all my wires under the desk. I've got them pretty good actually. Everything's zip tied to the desk on the side, and you can't really see anything. So yeah, it's a lot neater than what it was. So I can only get it so far because I don't know what wires I need for the new one. Because I've just gone and bought. I'll put all the screenshots up. I actually did all that in the other video and ended up losing them all. So, but anyway, I think I got I'll go back outside. Yeah, I got a hub, because I did tell my mate, I said, if you do get a motherboard, I want one with lots of USB 3.0, 3.1, 3.2, whatever. A lot of my stuff is USB. He goes, yeah, no worries. But anyway, he couldn't get he couldn't find a motherboard that he had at home or that his mate had. The closest one he had was a same size Mini TX or whatever. I don't know what he said, but there's really small ones, the one I'm getting, and then the bigger one for the bigger towers. I'm getting the one in the middle. But it's only got, I looked it up because he sent me the model number, and it should have enough on there. But otherwise, he said you just put a hub, if you want to connect your mouse, keyboard, things that really don't need the speed, just get a little stick-on hub and then connect everything to that, and you only take one port up on the motherboard, and then you're connecting 3 or 4 things to it. So that's fine, I can do that. But what I really wanted to was also a USB. This thing comes with USB 3.2, So I'll get a 3.2 cable to go from the back of the computer up to my desk. And then I bought a hub, which has, I'll put a screenshot up here. I think it's got 3 USB 3.2 slots, and then a card reader as well on the left. So that'll be handy for the dash cam, the drone, this camera, that stuff. Sometimes it's quicker if you got a really big file to just bung the card in rather than use the cable. I think it transfers a bit faster. I think the Ace Pro is limited to 80 megabits per second, but if you put the card directly into the computer, it's a lot faster for doing big files. That's all. So yeah, and then I've got a Samsung tablet that I hardly ever use, only because it's always packed away or it's somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I've got an arm kind of thing that clamps to the desk, so that's on its way as well. And that tablet can be out on not display, but it's easy accessible. It's always there in front of you, and you can use it for your emails or a fourth screen, because I've got 3 screens at the moment. So yeah, you could use it as a 4th screen if you wanted to, whatever. And then I've got the same kind of not a one that connects to your desk, but just a nice little stand for your phone to go on. I cleaned that big mouse pad that I've got, so I've got a big mouse pad that goes underneath your keyboard. It's like a desk pad, I suppose. Brought that out here, cleaned that with my degreaser that I use for the cars, a Citric degreaser. Gave that a good birthday. Speakers are new, like I said. I'm sure there was something else. I got something else coming. I can't remember what it was now. Oh, an elbow pad, because I got a really sore elbow from where you're use a mouse and your elbow just rubs on the desk. So I've got an elbow pad coming. That's coming today, actually. I didn't bring my phone with me, otherwise I'd have a look. But yeah, if there's anything else, I'll put the screenshots up. So yeah, all that stuff's coming. So I thought, new computer, I'll just get a few little accessories and give it all a bit of a birthday. What are you eating, mate? Don't eat that. You'll get sick, mate. Yeah. So this video will probably come out tomorrow, so it may skip ahead in line. So I've just done a video on cleaning this grass. I've done it before, but they were kind of experimentation. I've come up with a really good way of doing it. So yeah, watch that video. It'll come out in another week after this video or so. But pretty much it's using wetter soil to really make sure that what you're going to spray on after penetrates down into the grass. It's to get rid of the wee smell from the dogs. He's okay. He kind of can aim it into the garden, but this one just doesn't get it. He just does it. I wouldn't say he does it anywhere, but it's mainly within a metre of that garden bed along there. He'll do it. So kind of contained him, but not really. So yeah, you do your wetter soil, and then you spray. I ended up buying fennel. I think that's what it's called. I've actually bought it from Bunnings. Yeah, here, fennel disinfectant. It's upside down. But yeah, that stuff there. It's much stronger than what Bunnings sells. So Bunnings sell it in a litre container, and you pretty much, every time you do it, you need half a litre of their fennel to half a litre of water in this. So that's a litre. So you go half full with fennel, fill it up with water, and then it dilutes as it comes out. It works, but that only lasts about a week or so. This stuff, you need about 200 mils with a litre of water, so you even less than half of it. And then spray it on, and you get at least 2 or 3 weeks out of it. So yeah, really good. The only thing is the smell. I mean, the fennel smells better than the wee smell, but it's not a fantastic smell. But you do get used to it, and it only lasts for about 2 days, and then it's gone. So I found that works really well. So Bunnings market it. It's actually where you buy all the bin cleaners from. So it's more marketed as a bin cleaner, and that's what I use. I've been using it for years, and I never thought to use it on the grass because it's a bin cleaner. But I actually read it and saw last time I cleaned the bins what the proper dilution should be, and it said on the back there that you can use it as a for cleaning up pet cages or something like that. So I googled it, and apparently it's a thing that they do in zoos to clean elephant cages, and they nicknamed it elephant cage cleaner. And then there was a forum on Reddit, and people that worked at a doggy daycare, they use it because that's the only thing that gets rid of the smells of the dog wheeze and poos and stuff. So I thought, oh well, I'll give that a shot, and it worked the best. It's probably the best thing that I've used for, well, regardless of what the cost is, it's the best thing that I've used, and it's probably the cheapest. That bottle that I just showed you, it was $120, but it's 20 litres, and you only use 200 mils every time you do it, say once a month, once every 3 weeks. So it's going to last you for years. It's a big outlay at the start, but it'll last you for years. You can buy it in smaller quantities, but then it goes to the same price as everything else. So the bigger quantity you buy it in, the cheaper it is. So that's why I thought I'd get 20 litres. Yeah, so works well. And I've tried like home baking soda with vinegar and this and that, and then I've tried hydrogen peroxide with this and that, and then I've tried like a proper off-the-shelf one. I've got it here called Odor Away. That's probably the next best thing. I just don't like the smell of it. It's got this really rank off bubblegum smell. I prefer this, even though the fennel doesn't smell very nice, I prefer the smell of the fennel over that. Dex, out of the garden, mate. Come on, out. Good boy. Yeah, so all good there. Anyway, that's 26 minutes of babbling. I'll keep, like I said, I'll keep this video going until I get my new computer, and there's not. It just looks like a computer. There's not really much you're going to see about it. But anyway, I'll just show you the setup and the wiring and things like that. I think if you're interested in that kind of stuff. But anyway, and that'll probably be tomorrow because I'm going to he works until 2:30. So hopefully he gets off early. He said he may be able to get off a bit early, and then we can get onto it. But I'll get it tonight, and then we'll film it maybe tomorrow afternoon after work or something like that. But anyway, we'll catch you then. All right, I must have forgot to charge my, I forgot to turn it off. I've got to go and charge it. She's flat. So next day, all worked out quite well with the computer in the end. We'll go and have a look in a minute. So spec-wise, I ended up with a Intel Core i7, clocked to about 5.8 gigahertz of speed. I think that's what the speed is. Ended up with that RAM that I was telling you about that I bought brand new. So that's the only brand new thing in the computer is the RAM. Everything else is from parts. Everything else, he said, is about just under a year old. So the motherboard is a ASRock. I can't remember the numbers, but it takes DDR5 RAM. So that's why I got the DDR5 64 gig of RAM. I've got my original 1 terabyte M.2 hard drive that runs Windows. Then I also got a 4 terabyte storage SATA SSD in the computer, so I've got 5 terabytes all up, so that's plenty. What else was there? Oh, and the Arc A770, I think it is. I think it's an Arc. It's an Intel Arc A770 graphics card, which is suited for video and photo processing, CAD stuff, things like that. It's not really a gaming. You can play games on it. It's probably way better than the graphics card that I had before. I had a 1060 before. Yeah, so it's probably way better than that. But as I said, I actually just I didn't wipe my computer, fresh install, but I got rid of a lot of programs that I don't use, and I actually deleted Steam and a few games that I had on there, just some real, not cheat games, but just something to waste some time with, but they're all gone. So yeah, I got rid of all that, got rid of a few other programs that I don't use anymore, just brought it back to bare basics, and then I actually forced the upgrade to Windows 11. For some reason, it wasn't letting me do it. It wouldn't let me do it on my previous computer because my computer wouldn't run Windows 11. It wasn't good enough to run Windows 11, so that's how bad it was. But now that I've got this this new computer now, I hit update and said, nah, you still not. It never popped up as an option to update to Windows 11. So Googled it. You can download a program from Windows 11 installer. something like that. Installer Assistant, Windows 11 Installer Assistant, I think it was called. Did that, downloaded PC Health, which is a Windows app or Microsoft app. Then it said, yes, you can run it. Click here, click here, click here. And then you do that and follow it through, and boom, about an hour later, I had Windows 11, so that's good. So I'm all updated. They're actually stopping updates and support for Windows 10. So that's another reason why I wanted to upgrade, so I could still continue with all that stuff. Didn't cost me anything either, so that's good. So yeah, today I'm just going to muck around with it, set it all up. It is a bit different. The start menu thing is in the middle, and it looks nicer. It definitely looks a lot nicer than Windows 10, but it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. So that's all good. We'll go and have a look at that in a minute. It's got lights and the fans light up and everything, but lucky it's got a switch, so I can turn that off and just leave it in stealth mode, which is good. And I also went to the shop yesterday and got the new fitting. So and it actually this one fitting was the same price as the whole kit, as this brake bleeder kit, which I found a little bit funny. I haven't even tightened it up properly yet, but yeah, I kind of knew that we have these at work. It is a genuine Nitto, made in Japan. Nitto, yeah, Nitto Koki.co Limited, made in Japan. So yeah, it is a genuine Nitto, and you don't have to pull back, which is good on these. All mine that I have here, I have to pull back, but you just literally go like that, and then when you want to undo it, you only need one hand, and off she goes. So we're all good there. So when I asked her, so that was about $32, that fitting there. So yeah, this would be a good one to change, because I use this one probably the most. She said these ones are a bit more expensive because of this connection that it has on the end to go to a pipe. She said the ones with BSBs, which is what this is, are like $20-something, $26, so they're a little bit cheaper. But yeah, I might just get one for this reel, and then I've got another reel in the garage, and I might just change them over and go from there. I'm pretty sure this will fly apart. Oh no, it won't. No, so it didn't. It's not spring loaded. So as long as this, yeah. So it's the same thing, because that's the drama that I had with. Yeah, so this kit is the common one, and then you can see the difference of, I've just thrown it out. I've just emptied the bin, but yeah, it was in the bin. I don't know why. Whatever came with that was some different thing. She didn't even know what it was called. But I told her, she didn't see it, but if I brought it with me, she would have known. She's pretty switched on with all the compressor stuff. Dexter, stop. So yeah, all good. Yeah, so let's go and look at the computer. That's all that's really going on. It was only yesterday when I started doing this video. So, and another thing my mate said, I think I did mention he's actually off over east in a couple of days. And he said, just make sure you do try the computer kind of before he leaves, just in case it still has a problem. He said, really, if it has a problem now, you just do a fresh reinstall of Windows. And I was actually thinking about doing that. I got a bit of time today. So I might actually just do a full fresh install of Windows, so everything's new at the same time. Windows 11, so I might just work my way through that and just do a fresh reinstall and go from there. But yeah, he said just stress test it a bit, like exporting videos and things like that. So this will be a good test. I want to do another video. I'll just set the camera up out here and just let it run for like half an hour, 4K 60, and see how we go with that. And here we go. This is when they go a bit stupid. Yeah, and process and export at 4K 60 and give it a good run. He actually did the Cine, it's called Cinemark or something like that. It's from Microsoft, and it uses the CPU to render a picture. And he had it set for 10 minutes and came up with a really good score, actually, around 18,000. A pass mark of 18,000, which is pretty good, he said. He he did do it to my old computer when he had it overnight, and it only scored 2,000. So this one's scoring 18,000. So yeah, almost 10 times better. So pretty good. But anyway, yeah, let's go and look at the computer. Okay, so I really don't. You're not really going to see a lot, just because it's so dark under here. So that blue light you can see inside is the graphics card. I haven't worked out how to turn that off yet, but it would be good to be able to turn that off. And then it's got all the fans. It's got a light here. It's got a switch here, so you can change all the colours and press and hold. And yeah, I'll just leave it like that. Leave it off. But it's ultra quiet, and it's only running. It's not doing anything at the moment, but you can see there it's got a little readout there. So the CPU's at 32 degrees, and GPU pretty much sits consistently at 48, 49 degrees. He stress tested it, like I said, using that Cinemark or whatever it is. 10 minutes, and it just kept doing what it was doing for 10 minutes, and only ever got up to 60 degrees. It's got a massive cooler. I'll drop in some photos. I took some photos as he was putting it together, but I did mention to him that I want to keep it very quiet because I don't like noisy fans. So he's put this huge cooler in it, so that way you need less airflow because the cooler is so big. So I'll drop in a photo of that. I've got my hub hooked up. That's working really well. It actually has a USB-C port on the back, so that's how that's connected to the USB-C port. On the back of the computer, and then there is also another USB-C port on the top here. So yeah, that works pretty well. So yeah, I've got charging, auxiliary screen, new speakers, only because the old one's broke, my hub, so everything's USB 3.2 as well. The hub and everything on here is USB 3.2, so that's good. The two 28-inch monitors. The stand for my phone works really well, got that yesterday. And then my tablet, the stand is coming. It won't come till the 14th of Feb, so I've got to wait for that. I got my new elbow. I was just using a piece of rag folded up before, and I didn't realise you could buy these. But so yeah, got my elbow, because otherwise you get a sore elbow using the mouse, because it's just the desk is a bit hard. And I should be getting my seat cover today as well, so that should be coming today. And I think that was it. Yeah, everything else. The keyboard's only about 6 months old. The mouse is about a week old because my old one broke. So yeah, and I've just got the PowerPlay charging mat. So the mouse actually connects to this, and then wirelessly charges up to 80% through the mat as you use it. So you never have to plug this in to charge it, which works out quite well. And yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so 40 degrees today, they're saying 39 or 36 or something tomorrow. And then it's going to start cooling down into the high 20s over the weekend. So looking forward to that. The only thing is I think it's going to be humid. I did put a screenshot up, unless it was in the video I deleted, I can't remember. I'll put one in here anyway. And you can see there's a green line on the weather thing, and the green line is the humidity, and you can see it's getting up to 70, 80, 90% some days. So yeah, it's going to be cooler than what it has been, but it's going to be ultra humid, so it's probably you're not much better off. It's mainly in the morning, then it drops, and then it goes back up at night time, which is a bit of a pain. But anyway, so we'll leave it at that. So yeah, hopefully the computer, I am going to do that. I've just from there to here. So yeah, I've got it. That's half the reason I deleted the last video, is because when you're hand holding the camera, I should make it so that the screen actually goes to sleep. I must rub on the bit that zooms in, and half the video was like the whole screen was just my face. So that was half the reason I got rid of it. So, but anyway, that's what happened just then. If you noticed a little break in transmission, so we're all good now. Yeah, so between walking from there to here, I think I will just sit down today and just do a full, fresh, clean reinstall. That way everything's all nice and fresh and it all works good. So we'll go from there. But anyway, we'll see you on the next one. Don't know what it's going to be. I've already filmed the video of me cleaning and treating this grass for dog wee smells. Works really well. It was a year in the making. Not that I made the video for a year, but it was a year of testing different products, and what you see in this upcoming video will be what I think works the best for my situation. It may not be the best for everyone, but anyway, yeah, it works really well, so all good there. But yeah, I'm just going to stay out of the heat, give these boys a bit of a haircut, just a trim, not a full haircut, just a trim on their paws and stuff. So I'm going to do that now, and then we'll hit the computer, set it up how I like it, reinstall Windows 11, and good to go. So yeah, thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.